Hi, hello there, Void here. I have not done a long format video in a while, and that's mostly because I didn't know what to talk about. I've tried to concentrate on funny stories, topics that would give the viewer a cackle so they could move on with their day, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't just make a video about a funny childhood story while so many bad things are happening around the world. And sure, maybe that's what people need at the end of the day, a funny video to pass the time, and I want to give that to my viewers. But what to do when my heart feels like it's being squeezed whenever I hear about the current situation of the world and how fast all of us are going downhill? It's a lot, and it feels like there's something new every day, and I'm tired. Please, if you live in a country that puts you at mortal risk for being who you are, please try to stay safe. Try and find a support group, people you can trust. Times are dark, times are hard, but we can all move forward and keep pushing as a community. And that goes to everyone, to my fellow gays, my fellow trans, and my fellow artists. We oughta stick together. Now on to the story. So I don't believe video games influence children, but a movie influenced me once. Let's go back in time to Brazil between the 2000s and 2010s when I was a wee gremlin. I'm the youngest child of 3. Both my half-sisters are 15 and 13 years older than me, and we had a single solo mother when I was a kid. She had boyfriends, but they didn't stick around. So you can imagine how much company I had. That's right, none. 0 company save for the family dogs. So I turned to movies, and Disney was still in their prime back then. So my mother would rent a lot of old animated movies. Yes, I sent rent a movie. We're in the 2000s, keep up. I remember how one of our weekend activities was to go to a videoteca, Brazilian blockbuster, and everyone picked out a movie for the week. I get one, each of my sisters get one, you get the picture. It was also very helpful that my older sister worked at a videoteca at some point. I have a story about that when little child me ended up in the section by accident. I'll get to that story in a minute, let me finish this one first. Anyways, I was left all by my lonesome at home, so I did what I always did, watch a movie. And the interest of that week was Tarzan. That's for sure not going to lead to anything. While watching the movie and seeing Tarzan swinging from tree to tree on some vines, I thought, I can do that with the clothing line. Just you wait, it gets better. I waddled my ass to the backyard towards the laundry shed. The main house was separated from the laundry shed. A lot of places in Brazil are like that. I used some boxes to climb onto the roof and walk towards the edge. Now this is a great time to remind you that I was an undiagnosed autistic child and my mother for sure did not raise me to do stuff like this. Back to the story. I untied a clothing line from the wall on only one side, hold on to it tight, and swing right off the roof and straight to the fucking ground. Yeah, I fell. Shocker. I don't remember much after that, which is to be expected. I most likely hit my head, and I haven't asked my mom about this story in years. There's so many stories about me as a kid that people tell me, and I just don't remember. Trauma, I suppose. There you go, folks. You're not Tarzan. Please don't try to swing around on a clothing line like a dumbass. For my second story, I'm not going to be using a script. I'm just going to try and tell it by memory. Now, back then when I was a kid, my mom was a solo single mother. She worked day in and day out to make sure the bills were paid and that everyone had food at the end of the day. But she had me, a small child. So my sister that worked at the videoteca at a high position, she was able to bring me over to her work and spend the day there so that our mom could get stuff done. So picture this, a blockbuster with only 2 employees working the counter and there's a child in the store and that child is family of one of them. Chaos. I'm joking, I was actually a really quiet child, which was the first of many signs, but yes. So there was like a little corner for kids with like a small table with some paper, crayons, like some building clays, stuff like that to keep the child entertained, right? I was there for quite a while, but then hunger struck. Hungry child gets up to look for sister. Where is sister? Sister gone. Look for sister inside the store. And here's the thing, even though my sister brought me to her workplace often, I did not know where the staff room was. So I was looking for the staff room because I wanted to tell my sister, hey, I'm hungry, feed me. After roaming the store for a while and not finding my sister anywhere, I decided to just walk in through a door and fuck it, you know? See if she's there. I do just that. I walk through a pair of curtain doors. Red curtain doors. As soon as I enter that section of the store, I come face to face with a graphic CD. And I look around and there's a whole entire shelf of CDs. I didn't know what sex was back then, but I saw naked people in the covers of the CDs. So it was very awkward and confusing. I roamed that place for a bit, just looking at all the CDs because I was curious, you know? I was curious. I was a child. I never saw it like that. I was like, what the fuck? Only to then, like, not even 5 minutes after I entered that room, someone comes in, snatches me up, and fucking runs out of the room with me over their shoulders. Turns out it was my sister's coworker, and he saw me in the section through the security cameras, and he ran out of the staff room just to catch me. Gods. Okay. And then he took me to the staff room, and my sister was like, what the fuck was that about? And I was like, I was hungry. I couldn't find you, so I tried to look for you. And I was reprimanded, of course. And my sister refused to take, you know, a little bit of responsibility for leaving a fucking younger than 10 years old child alone. But you know, she, you know, big sister things, I suppose. Ugh. But yeah, that happened, and I don't remember how that day ended. I probably just went home and watched Scooby-Doo. Because that was my favorite show. Well, there you have it, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed those two childhood stories of mine. It's just a drawing I came up with after someone said the phrase, in through my eyes, out through my ears, about internet brain rotting. And I was like, what if your ears were bleeding black biome because you are brain rotting from the internet? So that's how this drawing came to be. I hope you guys liked the stories and the drawings. Do let me know if you like this kind of content. I'm trying to see what content I should make more in this channel, and I thought, why not combine speed drawings with story times? Not a very original idea, I know, but if you guys like it, I can and will bring more. Just let me know. Alright, that was it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do visit my website. I have commissions open. You can commission me if you like my art. You can pay me to draw stuff if you want. I am at It's Void here on all social medias. That is YouTube, Blue Sky, Kara, and Kofi. I have a webcomic that if you like horror and slice of lifestyle, you should probably check it out. The link's gonna be in the description and it's on Webtoon. Alright, enough chattering. I'm tired. Okay, goodbye.